welcome to your reading. We're going to start with your general energies for this week, and then we're going to jump into love. First card out is Balance with the number 7. Ooh, next card out is Love with the number 29. Next card out is Protection. And you got one extra card here from this deck, and it is Fragility. So Leo, I'm seeing that for you this week. There's something weighing on your mind, and it could have to do with balancing your relationships. You may be feeling a little bit defensive. You may be feeling like not sharing your true feelings with other people at this time. At the bottom, we have a catalyst. So there's been some kind of triggering event. You're coming into a growth period where you're being challenged to grow past a specific comfort zone in your life. You're used to, I heard, proactive and reactive. So you're used to operating within this specific way of being. And somebody in your life is challenging your belief system or challenging your logic, the way that you usually rationalize certain things. And they make a valid point or argument, and therefore it's causing you to be challenged in the way that you think about a specific situation. So you're being called upon to understand some root cause within yourself about what's going on this week that's causing you to react this way or feel triggered. Okay, first card out, Liberation. Freeing yourself from doubt. Next card is True Offering. So you're trying to understand your own capacity for tolerating something. You're feeling like whatever the situation is that caused this, and we'll jump into detail with the tarot, you're feeling like you're taking accountability for the fact that you're being triggered by the situation, and that your reactions or your initial thoughts about it or how you view the situation, you have a sense that it's not right, or that you may be overreacting, or that it's like affecting you deeper than you expected for some reason. So you're trying to free yourself of fearful thoughts or those negative thoughts or like feelings of just not being able to handle it in a specific manner. And at the bottom we have Acceptance. So there's something you're trying to move past or get past or accept. There's something that you're trying to, it's like you're trying to handle a situation in a different manner than you're prone to, because you see a new perspective on this, or somebody may have shared a new perspective on this with you. So some of you may be looking to swallow your pride, make some kind of sacrifice in the situation, maybe be the bigger person, or like hold in your anger, not be quick to react. You're trying to think through something. You're trying to take accountability for how your initial feelings were affected by the situation. Gratitude came out for you with the number 35. That reduces to an 8. You're trying to see the bright side of this situation somehow. You're trying to stay positive. Then we get Safe Travels. This situation could still go in multiple directions. You're not sure how it's going to be resolved just yet. And then your last two cards are Truth and Fire. You're definitely feeling like this situation hit deep. This definitely affected you emotionally. This definitely triggered you. You definitely had some kind of knee-jerk reaction to whatever caused this, and you get Protection again. So double protection, 2 different decks. You're feeling like you need to protect yourself, or you may be feeling defensive, or maybe the reaction you had was due to defensiveness. Or for some of you, if this is flipped, you may have caused somebody in your life to feel defensive or get defensive around you. But this is having to do here with setting healthy boundaries. This has to do with like a triggering event took place. You weren't expecting to feel this way about it, but something has you in your feelings. Something made you realize that there has to be a boundary established to prevent this from happening again, because it really upset you. Look at this, compassion. You're feeling like, wow, this really hurt me. This really upset me. This has wounded me deeply. Why am I feeling so bad about this? Why is this hitting me so hard? This is not the first time. So fragility and distraction, your mental state was deeply affected by whatever happened here. Your ability to keep your sanity, basically. Like some of you are in complete anxiety. Some of you are seriously, you were thrown really off balance by whatever this was. So let's clarify what happened. What happened here? Okay, we get High Priestess. I heard hitting a breaking point. Something hit a breaking point. Maybe you hit a breaking point. You hit the point of not caring I heard, I don't give a wow. Like, you know what? I don't give enough anymore. Somebody hit a limit with you. Like someone or some situation. For some of you, this has to do with romance, but we haven't started that part of the reading yet. So let me just see what else comes out here. Somebody was short with you. Somebody didn't equally contribute to a situation that you were both involved in. You gave a lot. You gave your all. You're very invested, and it seems like somebody shortchanged you. Could be dealing with a Capricorn or a Taurus. You feel like emotionally somebody didn't invest the way that you did. You feel like you may have overinvested emotionally into this situation, whether it's romantic or non-romantic. This could have to do with a significant other, like a romantic partner, or it could also have to do with a family member or a friend that just felt like you gave a lot to this person. Could also have to do with a job or an employer. You gave your all, you gave so much, and then you got really shafted in return. So I see 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands. You've been carrying the burden in this connection or in the situation for the longest. King of Wands, interesting. 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the World in reverse. You're done over giving. This is about over giving to either someone or some situation in your life that you've been over giving to. And you're done, you're over it, you've hit your limit, you're ready to realize like this has to be stopped, that you've already put too much time and energy into this, and it's just not paying off, it's not worth it. It took you way longer than you would have wanted to come to this realization. But now I see with the Ace of Cups in reverse, I see that you've like your heart is set in stone now. Like you're shutting away whatever feeling of I feel bad about it, or oh, I feel a little guilty for walking away from this or for shutting this person out. That's done with. Your heart has grown cold towards the situation, and this didn't happen quickly. This didn't happen overnight. It's just that it's almost like the last drop that spilled the cup. And then Ace of Wands, for some of you, this has already happened. It's already in the past. Or for others of you, this may have recently happened, or you're about to take an action. Your mind is made up to take an action to end this situation, whatever it takes. Interesting. So let's see if we get any more clarity on what happened here. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know your situation if this is resonating. And then we're going to get some advice before we jump into love. Tell me more about the situation. What's going on here? Yeah, sorrow over a loss. You feel like it's a loss because you're walking away from something or someone, or cutting someone out of your life. But at the same time, you feel like this is very necessary. There may have been arguments recently with this person or with individuals involved in this situation. For some of you, this situation has to do with a younger male. Doesn't have to be, but that did come up here. So some of you are dealing with a young man or somebody slightly younger than you. We get here, a meeting with a stranger may be important, but in reverse. We get the wedge, but in reverse. Yeah, you're cutting somebody out. It's very clear here. You're going to succeed. You're moving towards success. So for some of you, if difficulty in moving away from this person or getting past this situation or getting over someone, that's pretty much done with. Like getting to the top of that mountain, you're achieving. Your heart is growing cold is what I got earlier. Romance, celebration, and party. So you're putting to bed, for many of you, this is love related, and you're putting to bed a connection that's no longer serving you. All right, so we'll jump into more detail in the love section, but that is what I'm getting that's top of mind for you this week. Oh, look, at the bottom we had guaranteed success. All right, so if some of you are struggling to like end things with someone in your life, whether it's romantic or not, I'm just getting here that you're really finally getting resolute about walking away from this person, about prioritizing your needs, about freeing yourself from the situation altogether and once and for all, because you're feeling protective of your own energy. You're ready to protect yourself. You're ready to protect your energy, your peace. And so you're going to put a definite end to this. You're transforming something about the way you used to approach the situation so that you can protect yourself. Okay. And it is difficult. I do get that it's difficult, but it's happening. Your mind is very made up. Your heart is made up about this. So let's jump into love. For those of you interested in love, Leo, we'll connect into the person strongest in your energy, whether that's past or present. You're going to be here on the left, and your person will be on the right. So you're at a decision point with regards to your love your love connections or romantic connections. Some of you are wondering if you should be taking a risk or not. Some of you may be in a toxic connection, one that keeps going back and forth, repeating the same lessons or cycles. And there's been recent communication with this person, or there will be. So if you guys aren't talking, they're going to reach out. We get regeneration, a message in a bottle. So for a group of you, there's somebody that you've been going back and forth with romantically, and they're about to reach out after a little bit of not talking to you, or you not talking to them. There's been a little bit of space here. Somebody is going to decide to reach out to you, basically. They're making up their mind right now, or for some of you, you've already received this communication recently. So I get that the timing might be a little off for some of you, but there's definitely a message in the air, like a message lingering that wants to come your way. So for some of you, it may have already come. For others of you, it may be on the way, or somebody may be crafting it in their head before they send it. And others of you are just hoping that the person you've been thinking about will reach out. But you're not, I don't see you reaching out to them. I see you waiting on a message or about to receive a message. And whoever's sending it is debating, or it took them a long time of debating before they sent it. All right, for your person, we get imagine, go the distance, but I heard round and round again. So this person thinks about this connection a lot. They actually visualize what it would look like to be in a long-term connection with you. And they're also somebody who may have walked away from this connection, or may be fearful of long-term connections in general, but they're trying to change that approach. They're trying to be flexible. So you may be dealing with somebody, Leo, who normally is allergic to commitment or allergic to long-term anything. They don't like to make long-term commitments to anything, not to their jobs, not to their friends, not to their homes. We get deep knowing, soulmate, and between worlds for the energy of the connection. So it's a potential soulmate you're connecting to here, but you guys are very different. And you know this about each other. You come from two different worlds, two different backgrounds, might be different ethnicities, different parts of the world, literally, or just different lifestyles. Like somebody may be super born into a poor family. Another one may be super born into very fancy, bougie family. So there's something like that here about the differences between you, and the fact that you're both quite aware of these differences. But despite that, there's a big attraction. And I see that this person is changing for you when it comes to their perspective on having long-term committed connections here. So this is somebody, and we're going to pull additional cards to confirm what I'm saying here, but I'm clearly picking up that this person is a little bit of like they avoid long-term anything. They're very allergic to saying yes to any long-term commitment, whether it's like buying a car for the long term, I don't know, anything. They're usually very flaky. Not that they want to be flaky, but they don't like the permanence of making a commitment for a long span of time. It's almost like a person who likes to think life is short and doesn't want to burden themselves. That's what I keep getting. They see it as a burden to commit to certain things, or to like plans, long-term plans, even like what they're going to do next week seems like a burden, you know? So that's what I'm picking up for your person. But with the cards here, I see that they're imagining themselves with you into the future, and far into the future. And so they're realizing that, like, changing their mind about their constant need to find an exit strategy when they enter a relationship, a romantic relationship specifically. They're trying to be a little bit flexible to your needs, because they know that you have needs that are very different from theirs. And I do believe you've expressed these needs. And on your end, I think you've been either waiting on a message from this person, or giving them time to like assess how they act, how they talk to you, the things they say, making a choice. Obviously with the crossroads card, you're almost debating or evaluating the prospects of this connection. You don't want to end up in a toxic connection. You think you see some signs of toxicity coming from this person, or the way they're handling. Like, for example, you're like, I don't know if you being allergic to commitment is something healthy for me to entertain in a partner. Why should I put up with that, or even try to start a connection with somebody who clearly isn't into commitment? Like, if that's what I want and you don't want that, then clearly there's a compatibility thing here. So there's something like this, like there's a complete opposite situation happening. So let's jump into the detail, see what's going on here. Tell me more. There are feelings of anger inside me that I need to release before I explode. Ooh, somebody's a little upset. Somebody is refraining from expressing their anger for whatever reason. Let's see. You were the best thing in my life. So some of you may be dealing with a returning person who you've already tried things with before. And like I said, for some of you, you view this as a toxic connection or potentially toxic connection. So who knows? We did get round and round. So for some of you, this is somebody you may have dated multiple times or like come in and out of your life or try to, and you get leaving. You've taken it as far as it can go. So, yep, and flighty. Like I said, I told you I would confirm with the cards. This is somebody who tends to be like very non-committal. They like to run for the hills. Look, we had time to go. This is all your person's energy. They are really quick to exit when things start getting too serious or too restrictive. So they're always on the watch out for like not being tied down, bogged down by anyone. Like I said, they're changing their approach. They're trying to be flexible with that flexibility card. This time around, at least, they're really envisioning what life would be like with you long term. And so there's been a change here. So let's dig a little deeper and see anything else. Anything else for your person? Ooh. So you want this person to commit to being a little bit more romantic, taking you out on a date. And that's not something they've given you either lately or in the past. You're like, this is my boundary. Remember when we talked about boundaries earlier? You're like, this is my boundary. I expect that if I'm in a connection romantically, that there will be romance. Otherwise, this needs to end. I can't keep entertaining this. You have needs. I get that. I can give you space, but I also have needs. And my need is that I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel loved. I want a future with you. And for me to have a future with you, you have to prove to me that there's certain things you can do for me. And so there's this almost feeling of negotiation here, an assessment period where maybe you've expressed to this person your needs, and now you're giving them time to prove that they can meet those needs. I thought one of them flipped, but I guess not. All right. Let's get my other deck and see what comes out. What is the T for this connection? What do we need to know? What does Leo need to know? Insecurity. There's insecurity issues in this connection. True love. I think you could really see yourself falling in love with this person, but you're being cautious, you're being protective, you're protecting your energy, you're protecting your heart because they haven't quite convinced you that this is a situation that's long-term sustainable. You get proposal. So you have proposed to this person, you've told them, you've put your cards out on the table, you've laid it out, you've said, look, I really like you, but this is what my expectation is. I will understand if you can't do that, but I also cannot stay if you can't do that. So you're not being mean or vindictive or whatever. You're just saying like, here's what I need to be happy, basically, for my connection to work. This is what I want in a partner. Can you provide that? And then now you're waiting. I see you like waiting and watching, observing, assessing, gold digger. So somebody may be worried about money or like there may be an imbalance. I did get that in the beginning. There may be like a difference between the two of you. Remember, we got deep knowing, soulmate, and between worlds. So you guys may come from completely different backgrounds. And one of you may be worried about the difference in monetary financial status between you and them. That could be you, that could be the other person. Oh my God, we got it twice. Look at this. I want a future with you. Two different decks. Okay. So you both want a future with each other. I told you this person's been thinking about you, projecting in their mind what life could look like with you long term. And it's not something they do often or probably ever. Because most of the time they spend their time trying to think about how they're going to exit the connection before it's even started or gotten very far. And in this case, they're finding themselves, they're noticing that they're projecting into the future and that you're in it and that they like that. And I think you've done the same. I just think you're not convinced that they can meet your needs. Then we have separation and I want kids. So for this person, it's clearly a deal breaker. If there can't be kids and they want kids, that is a deal breaker. So I think that's something for you guys to chew on and consider. I don't know if that's for you or for them, but this is somebody who is coming through as wanting children. And I think it's a deal breaker because it came out with separation. So I think that may be like one of the things they're assessing. Like, would this person be a good parent? Would this person be open to having children? Could I see myself having this person be the parent, the other parent to my child? But yeah, they're thinking really deep for somebody who's usually non-committal. And then it's all in your head. I don't know what that one's about. We'll get one more on that one. What's all in your head? Oh, look at that. You're not my priority is clarifying. It's all in your head. So this may be somebody, you may be dealing with an avoidant or somebody who needs a lot of space, who isn't great at like consistently romantic or affectionate, or who isn't consistently like reaching out and makes you feel like they don't care at times. But this is telling me that if you feel like this person doesn't prioritize you, you're not doing it because there's no interest here. You're actually one of the people this person has been most interested in a long, long time. And at the bottom, we had patience. If you truly want this to work out and you do like this person, they seem to have a lot of issues. So I'm not giving them a pass, but I think if you're patient with them, they will open up and they will improve because they have an interest in making you happy. So if you're waiting, watching to make a decision, I do think this person's going to surprise you with the effort that they come through with. So let's see what your advice is here. What is the advice? Chemistry. Yep, you guys have very magnetic chemistry. So from a physical perspective, the chemicals are there. You guys are really into each other. You deserve love. You are lovable. Enjoy the chemistry is what I'm getting so far, and getting to know each other. For some of you, this is a fairly new connection, and Spirit is just saying, oh, give your relationship a chance. How cute. Spirit is literally just saying, listen, you guys are both trying to kill this before it starts because you're both scared. There's so much fear here. You're both scared. You're both being protective. And Spirit's just like, listen, at least give this a shot. Just give it a chance. Like, don't kill it before it starts. Give it a chance. Give each other a pass. Neither of you are perfect. This person clearly has a lot of issues and suspicions. There's suspicions on both sides. I think you got gold digger. They're like, hey, are they after my money? Is that all they care about? That may not be true for you specifically. Could be, roles could be flipped here, but there's a sense that I'm getting of the relationship trying to find a balance with two people from very different backgrounds, and with coming into this wanting to become a part of a whole, wanting to be soulmates, supportive to one another, but also having your own things, your own baggage to deal with, your own insecurities to deal with, which is completely normal. So yeah, we'll see. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I hope this works out for you, Leo. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.